So yeah, I wanted to make this video to talk about my experiences because I'm sitting here in traffic. Traffic, as you can see, traffic not really moving. But I want to talk about my meps experiences, the things that I went through, what they had me do, how was it. I went to the Atlanta meps. Well, it's kind of like Forest Park, but Atlanta meps. I went on three different occasions. The first time I went, I went and took the ASVAB. But I had took the PICAT first. Why isn't he moving? Please. I took the PICAT first, but I took that at home because my recruiter's in North Carolina. And then once I took the PICAT, I went and took the little verification test, and passed that. And then that wasn't really too bad, but for that I had to stay at the hotel as well. Did I stay at the hotel? No, I didn't stay at the hotel for that as well. No, I did not. So then, for my MEPS, the physical portion of it, I had to get a waiver, because I had to have surgery. I had to get a tumor removed, and then they also removed a rib that was attached to it. Like, you can literally see like my heartbeat through my chest. So like, if you got to get a waiver or anything like that, like if you're worried about something that's going on with you, make sure you tell your recruiter so you can get a waiver done before you even get up there, because they have a system now that tells you, like, that tells them everything that you basically had to deal with, like from urgent care visits, hospital visits, any type of prescriptions you had to pick up. They're gonna know. So it's best for your recruiter to go ahead and know that so you can get a waiver for it. Honestly, if I can get a waiver for it and you can see my heartbeat through my chest, like it literally beats, like if I was to lift up my shirt, if I wasn't driving, I could show you, and still get in. I know you guys can get in because there's pretty much a waiver for anything. But for the physical part, we went in and, they had us do blow in the little thing, the little alcohol thing, to see if he was drinking. Should be drinking the night before anyway. And then they go over the whole little process. I went in, got my blood pressure taken, and then I think I went from blood pressure to then I went to get my blood drawn. Then I went from getting my blood drawn to my vision. I unfortunately need glasses. I didn't know that, but my vision test, and then I did the hearing test, and then after the hearing test I did the drug test. Depending on which way they put you, like which way they point you to, you'll take those in different orders. Everyone starts off with getting their blood pressure taken first, but depending on which way they point you, which way you come out of it, because it's not really like, it's organized but not organized at the same time. Like, they'll send you wherever they need you to go. If one place is too full, they'll send you somewhere else. It's all in the same room, at least at the Atlanta MEPS. The drug test is like 4 urinals. The guy's behind you. He tells you to pick up a cup. You pick up the cup. He tells you to pee in the cup. You pee in the cup. You put the cup back. He's gonna talk to you about a few things, I guess, and then he's gonna have you pour the cup inside of a smaller cup, and you're gonna put the top on. There's a window in there. You're gonna take it to the window and wait for your results. Then after that, you take the part where you go and you're in front of the doctors. You go into like this big room and they have you take off your clothes, except for your boxers, of course. They say don't wear compressor shorts, but I had on compressor shorts. I kind of stretched them out at the bottom, but they didn't really trip about that. They take your height, your weight, then you sit in there. They have like a movie playing. The guy in there, he was pretty cool. Majority of the people were pretty cool, honestly. There was a guy who everybody talks about. He has like a long beard. It's kind of orangish red. He can be a dickhead. I've seen. It was funny because he's like a dickhead to certain people. But if you're doing, what you need to do, like if he tells you to go to a certain station, you go to a certain station. Or if you've been to a certain station, you answer clearly and you're paying attention. Then he's pretty cool. Everybody there was pretty cool. It was no issue. But they take your height, take your weight, and then you go to the back. There was like 3 doctors available. So depending on what order you come in, the guy that's in there, he takes your folder to one of those 3 different doctors, and then once you get into there with the doctor, if you have to get a waiver, honestly, like I have a huge scar across my chest. He looked at my chest like once, honestly, and he asked me about it. He was like, "Oh, did you have to get a tumor removed?" He asked me, "Was it cancerous?" He asked me, "Was a rib removed?" I told him yes. Then after that, he, did the little arm. He pulled my arms. He made me do the duck walk, I squatted down, and by the time I was taking like 1 or 2 steps, he said, "Okay, good, you can do it." So it wasn't nothing too crazy. Like, at least for me, it wasn't as crazy as most people make it out to be. And then with the looking into your butt, they do look into your butt, but I don't know how deep anybody else gets. But by the time I was literally turning around to like let them, he was like, "Okay, good." Like they aren't like trying to look into like deep into your soul. Like they're not trying to do anything like that. they just want to check that box off. And maybe it was because the guy with the beard, he did come out and say that I guess some higher ups were coming in. So they were trying to get at least our group out before the higher ups come in, and they got to do everything textbook. But if you come in on a day where they don't really have to do anything as textbook as they normally would if somebody was watching them, then yeah, they're not going to be looking into your soul. And then after that, the process wasn't too long. I would say about an hour and a half. But people were up in there talking. Everybody was cool. It wasn't nothing too crazy. And then the second time, well, before that, I did have to, before I got my physical taken, I did have to stay at the hotel that night, which isn't bad. I just don't live too far from the meps, so I didn't see no point in it. But it is what it is. If you drive, and you stay at the hotel, you just follow behind the buses, and then once you're done with everything, you'll be able to leave. But if you follow the bus, or if you take the bus and you can't afford an Uber, or you can't have anybody to pick you up, then you're gonna have to wait for the bus to come, and that's gonna take all fucking day, to be honest. So if you can drive to the hotel, sleep there, ride behind the bus. But the downside is when you get to the gate, they will have to do a 15-minute car check where they check your car, which will slow you down a little bit, but it's nothing too crazy. And if you don't come with the buses, you're gonna have to go to the visitation center, which the guy in there is actually a dick. He is a dick. And they need you to fill out the paperwork just like how the example is. So, and if you don't, they're gonna crush up the paper, have you start again, and each time you got to start over, the guy gets more irritated, as if it's not his job. But other than that, it was pretty cool. And then the next time I went to the hotel, it wasn't bad, that experience either. Like, the hotel is always chill. It's not too bad going to the hotel. I actually like going to the hotel, even though I don't live too far from the MEPS. But once you're there, they have the little game area. And then my 2 times, my roommates were cool. But yeah, then the second time I went there to enlist, and I could have been there shorter because we got there at 6. Well, we got there a little bit before 6, but basically got to the back where we're sitting in that area at 6, and then I talked to my counselor up in there around 9 something, and I ended up saying something I wasn't supposed to, which caused a chain reaction of things my recruiter had to fill in that they were going to eventually wait for, once I was done with everything, but it was something I needed done anyway, so I wasn't tripping about it. But I went in there at 9, said what I wasn't supposed to say, and then I didn't get done. I think I was back in there talking to my counselor around like 2 something, 3 something, so it definitely extended it. But around 11:30 they serve lunch, and then there's a TV in there that you can watch. Can't have your phone, of course, but somebody's controlling the TV that's in the group. Everybody decides what you want to watch. Some people don't give a damn. Some people are talking, they don't really trip. We had the guy from the Army MEPS, I'm at the Army side of it. He was up in there, and he was like, he made it very entertaining the second time. He was super funny. I forgot his name, but he was a bald guy from New Jersey, but he was super funny, super entertaining. Seeing people going, because there was a lot of people going to sleep, so to keep people up, he was out there entertaining us until he had to actually work. But other than that, it was cool. I mean, I enlisted, signed my contract, swore in that day. I mean, you do 2 swear-ins, because I'm on delayed leave, so I don't leave when I sign my contract. But other than that, that's pretty much all it was. I mean, everybody in there was cool. I didn't run past anybody. I mean, unless you're not doing what you're supposed to do. But as far as like you just in there chilling, waiting for your name to be called, everybody's cool. All the people that you're gonna talk to, cool. It's organized. It's not bad. But definitely, I wanted to make a video because when I was like, because I know I needed a waiver, and I was super worried about like them denying me and like not really letting me go through, because I've tried to get into the military so many times. I just always thought that they would deny me because of my chest. But honestly, when you get back there for the physical portion, like, they'll ask questions, and if you already got a waiver for it, they're honestly going to just be like, oh, did you have this? And you say yeah, they'll be like, okay. And then once you go through, you're going to be sitting in the back in the waiting room where the TV's at before you met the doctors. And that doctor in there, or the guy, I don't know if he's a doctor or not, but the guy in there, after your doctor that you just seen, after he fills out all your paperwork, he's going to tell you if you passed or not. And then if you passed, you take your paperwork to the front of the physical portion, like the kind of medical area, and then you just wait for them to put it into the system. You go back to your counselor, your liaison, and they tell you the next step. Some people sign, figure out what they want to do job-wise and everything the same day. Some people's broken up into different sections. But overall, it wasn't as... I was worried for nothing, if I could say that. And I just wanted to make this video for those people, more or less the people that stay in Atlanta that really don't know what like MEPS is gonna include, but mostly for the people that need waivers, that have something like surgically wrong. As far as like other shit besides surgeries, I don't know how that will go for you. I mean, but there's a waiver for anything. But I just wanted to make this video to explain and to kind of calm the nerves of wherever you're at in Georgia, if you're going to be going to Atlanta MEPS, even if you're not in Atlanta, that you can literally see my heartbeat through my chest. Like, I wish I could show y'all, but I got a waiver for it. I already signed my contract. I leave September 24th. And so I say shoot for it. I mean, if you're nervous about that, don't be, because 9 times out of 10, they need people, they want people, and they want you to come in. So